everyone, and welcome back to a new video. Today I'm coming to you with a selection of German Netflix series. I know there are quite a few of you who are actually learning German, so I thought this would be a good idea to give you a selection of good German series, Netflix series that you can watch to practice your German. To be honest, most of the series I'm going to mention are kind of like beginner to intermediate or even intermediate advanced level. I did not find that many series that were really like beginners level. I don't know why, but most of the series I will mention here are for those who are already a little bit more into their German studies and who already have a basic knowledge of German. But before we get into the video, I want to talk to you about ExpressVPN. If you don't know what a VPN is, where have you been? A VPN is the best thing you can use to access any content around the world. So basically, if you want to watch German series or Spanish series, whatever series you want to watch, according to your location, they might not be available to you. And among the series I'm going to mention, there are actually some that are not worldwide available. So I could be mentioning some series that are not available to you, and for that, a VPN is absolutely life-saving. Like, you need a VPN if you want to access anything, really. I don't just use it for Netflix. Obviously, I use it for other things as well when I'm traveling, just to have access to everything. So basically, the VPN changes your server location. Let's say you want to watch these German series, the VPN will think that you are actually in Germany, so you will have access of every content that is available to German viewers. And the same around the world, they have every location available, every country available, so you can just switch your location to whatever location you want to, and then just freely watch any kind of series and have everything available to you. I do that all the time when I watch different series from different countries, because they're not all available in one country. When I'm here in France, not every series that is available in the US or anywhere else is available here, so I just switch to US location and then I have everything available. So you can do this exact same thing with these series. And also for Spanish series, for any kind of other series. So definitely go and check out ExpressVPN. Click the link down below if you want to have 3 months free ExpressVPN. Alright, let's get to the first series. The first, I think, is one of the most popular German series on Netflix, and it is called Dark. Dark is kind of like the name already says it, gives it away. It's kind of like a dark thriller type of series. It plays out in the fictional city town of Venden. So it's not really an actual town in Germany, but they just invented it. It's Venden. And basically the series begins with the disappearing of a child, of 2 children, I think. And they have different families in this town, and as they're looking for their children, for the missing kids, you know, the dark sides of the family history start to come out. And it's kind of also like really a mind game, because basically there are people from the past who are living in the future, and then people from the future who are in the past, like kids who were in the past, and it's kind of like time travel. It's really like messing with your mind in the beginning. Compared to the other series I'm going to mention, they really speak slow. There's nobody really that speaks like really fast. I think I would definitely recommend this series for people who are also beginners level, because I think you know, because it plays out quite slowly, you can understand what they are saying. Another very popular series on Netflix that is actually only available if you have the German version of Netflix. So for that, you could use your VPN. So if you have the German version, then this series is definitely one of the most popular ones. They have like 3 seasons. It is called Turkish für Anfänger. Turkish für Anfänger is basically Turkish for beginners. So this is kind of like a comedy, basically the immersion between 2 families, between a German family and an immigrant Turkish family, well, also a German family but with Turkish background. And you know, they have many cultural differences, so they come together as their parents are going to get married, and then they also have kids. So yeah, lots of different cultural things, but it's also very interesting. It's funny and it's light-hearted series, you know, so I think that's also a good one for beginner to intermediate level. And even though there might be some teen slang, but I still think that's a good one if you want to get into learning German. Because there are other series that are way more difficult to understand. So Turkish for Anfänger is definitely a series I would recommend. This is also a good one if you want to get some more cultural background on Germany. Like the Turkish people are the biggest immigrant group in Germany, so there's quite a big influence of Turkish culture, and I think watching this series will also get you like some more insight. And especially it's set out in Berlin. In Berlin there's also a big Turkish community there, so this will definitely get you like more cultural background, and I think watching series for that is also very good. Another series is Dogs of Berlin. I don't know why so many German series like are set in Berlin. There are obviously many more other cities, but like most of the series are always set in Berlin. I don't know why. Anyways, so this series Dogs of Berlin is the same title in German, Dogs of Berlin, and it's basically about two Turkish police officers who are investigating a murder of a Turkish German Turkish football player. So everything unfolds around this murder, and you'll see like how the two police officers handle this investigation. And this series is a mix of like comedy and crime. There's so many crime series. I generally don't like watching that many like crime series. That's why I don't watch a lot of German series, to be honest, because a lot of the series are crime series and I don't like crime series. But anyway, so this is like a mixture of comedy and crime, so definitely I would recommend this for intermediate level. And another one that is not a series but is kind of like it is a singing contest that I would recommend is Sing On. That is also one available on the German Netflix. And Sing On, well, I recommend watching also kind of like reality TV or like contest shows, because you learn unscripted language. So in this language there's like, you know, the jury and contestants are there, they're speaking, they're giving interviews, so they're not scripted basically, and you will learn expressions and how people really speak. Alright, the next series is a teen series. That is a series where you will learn a lot of slang, because obviously it's a teen series or like young adults, so you will definitely learn a lot of slang in this series, and I would recommend this for beginners to intermediate level too, because obviously there's a lot of slang, there's a lot of fast speech in it. But if you're more advanced, then I would definitely recommend you check this series out, and it is called How to Sell Drugs Online Fast. Well, the title is not really special, but it is, you know, kind of like teen drama series, so you can just watch it to learn a whole lot of slang, but which is very present and used, and like basically not just among young people, as I would say, because slang is not just something, it's something that everyday people use. Like when I speak German, I speak like they speak in the series, basically. Like obviously I don't use all slang words, but a lot of it is in my everyday language, and it's in most of the people's everyday language when you speak with colloquially, when you speak with friends, family, you know, in a colloquial setting. So that is why I would recommend the series, to see how, you know, a slang or like colloquial language is in German. And it is about a guy who's trying to get his ex-girlfriend back by selling drugs online, because apparently she is with a drug dealer and he's trying to get her back. So so this is how the storyline starts. And yeah, so let's get to the next one. Next series I would recommend for intermediate level would be Charité, and also like advanced beginners level. Charité is, well, obviously a series about the famous hospital in Berlin, one of the most famous and one of the oldest hospitals there, and it is set in the late 19th century, where a nurse gets to work and along with famous upcoming scientists and doctors, very famous doctors like Robert Koch, after whom the Robert Koch Institute also in Berlin is named. They work there as scientists and doctors and researchers, and she gets to have like her dream job and, you know, work along with them and have insight in their research. And also there are other things that unfold while she's working there, obviously. So everything is centered around this Charité, this famous hospital, Charité. I think this is a good one for also advanced beginners level, because the speech, obviously because it is in the 19th century, so the speech will be a little slower and like more clearly to understand than nowadays, where there's much more slang. I think obviously there's a lot of scientific vocabulary in it, but other than that, beginners could also understand, beginners to intermediate could definitely understand this series. So beginners to intermediate would definitely understand the speech in the series. So this is Charité. And a couple of more series that you could watch is one that is called Perfume. So this one is based, not entirely, but inspired by the book, of course, the Perfume. This is like heavily inspired by the Perfume, but it is, the storyline is not exactly the same, obviously. It is also, of course, a dark thriller kind of series. Definitely also recommendable for I would say intermediate level. And another one is Freud, which is obviously centered around the Austrian psychoanalyst Sigmund Freud. This is set in his younger years, so you basically have a storyline around his young years. This is also one I would recommend for intermediate level. Alright, those were all the series I would recommend. Of course, there are more. If you have more suggestions, then definitely leave them down in the comments below. Those were the ones I picked that were, you know, more easily to understand for beginners and for intermediate level learners. And obviously if you're more advanced, then you can watch like other series as well, but I think those are the ones that you can learn with best. So definitely, if you have other suggestions, then leave them in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.